Hello again. Now, government may have passed laws that ensure that parents are not forced to buy school uniforms from a specific supplier. But the costs, of course, have been escalating. What can parents do to combat these higher prices, especially now when the cost of living has skyrocketed? Well, for more on this, I'm joined by Matakanye. Matakanye is the chairperson of the National Association of School Governing Bodies. Dr. Matakanye, good afternoon. Welcome to today. Thank you very much for joining us here on eNCA. We do know that the cost of living has skyrocketed, but we also do know that there's regulations in place to make sure that parents are not locked or imprisoned or forced just to buy uniforms, for example, from one supplier. But in practice, it doesn't seem to be happening. What can parents do?
Thank you, and compliments, Tatomyani, and all your listeners. What parents should really do is to stick to the regulation. Then the regulation says parents, as from now, they should buy from any shop that they can afford. It is not like in the past where parents were just told where to go and buy. Even if the parents is unable to afford to buy that uniform from that particular store or that particular shop. But because they were forced to do that, they did not have any choice, they did not have any alternative. However, this time, parents have alternative. They've got choice to go to any shop that they can afford. And parents must refuse to be told to go and buy in a particular shop. If they are forced to do that, they must quickly report back to the National Association of School Governing Bodies. We have a memorandum of understanding with the Competition Commission. Then we'll just quickly report it to the Competition Commission so that Competition Commission must quickly investigate the complaint that has been made by a parent, complaint that has been made by parents, so that this thing, it comes to an end. And the law also, South African Schools Act, Act number 84 S 1996 as amended, also, it says no more green contracts. A contract that the school has must end together with the term of office of the school governing bodies. So there are no more green contracts. Those are the past.
Yeah, we've had reports in some cases, or just this past weekend, as parents are getting ready and buying school uniforms, that in some schools they say, no, you must go to shop A or shop B, full stop. Don't go to any other shop.
They must report back quickly to the National Association of School Governing Bodies, and they will pass this thing urgently to the Competition Commission, so that Competition Commission must be quickly investigate. And whoever is doing that, as you are saying, Dr. Moyane, if it's a principal, if it's a school governing body, if it's a department official, then that person, if it's a department official, it's a principal, then the department must make sure that that person is going to be punished. But if it is a school governing bodies, then we'll also report that school governing body to the Department of Education so that the HOD disband that school governing body. However, National Association of School Governing Bodies also disown that school governing body. It's not going to be anymore our member, because we have a memorandum of understanding with the Competition Commission, where competition is allowed, that all the stores must compete equally, so that so that particular school uniform, meaning that now it is no more going to be our member, because it does not respect the agreements that are made by National Association of School Governing Bodies.
Yeah. Have you received any complaints so far? I mean, it's still very early in the new academic year.
Not yet.
Started?
Not yet. Not yet, Tatemwani. They haven't, but I believe schools are in the land. They are opening on Wednesday. And then coastals, they are opening on the 17th. So probably during that time, I think then you will get my call to say, Tatemwani, let's go on air. There are a number of schools that have already lodged a complaint with us, and we want to expose those schools and shame them, and we also want to report them back to the Competition Commission, so that Competition Commission must quickly investigate those schools.
Okay, do you as an association have a view or role at all, if any, in terms of prices? Because if a parent has gone already, or somebody's going today or tomorrow, and they're told by a school, go there or go there, and they really want to get the uniform sorted and stuff, they might have very little leeway of negotiating a better price or an affordable price.
Yeah, it's really a big problem to us as National Association of School Governing Board, because, as you know, that everything has skyrocketed since this conflict in Russia and Ukraine. Then everything started with petrol, food, and everything. And once petrol goes up, then everything is going to go up. However, it is true that if they approach us, then we are able to negotiate with stores, although those stores are not charity. They are businesses, they pay rent, they pay everything and all those things. But we just want to make an appeal to the stores that, yes, of course, you are within your right to make sure that prices are going up to mitigate against the prices that have been raised. But you know that we have got the poorest of the poor who cannot really afford. We have also schools that belong to the working class, and you know that the working class also do not. But we also have the schools in the rural, the deep rural, the township schools. We just want to appeal with stores that they make an arrangement, and I don't know, but please, let's be wise. What arrangement can we make? Because you feel for this nation, the nation that is poor, and that's the only thing that we feel we can make as National Association of School Governing Bodies, that these stores really, they are also doing business like any other person. However, we just want to make an appeal to them. If there is any way that you feel we can do, if then we had power, we would also talk to the government to make sure that they subsidize all those stores that are servicing the poorest of the poor, the township, the rural, the deep rural, the working class schools, so that they will also be afford to buy uniform. We feel uniform is very, very important because it plays a very important role in terms of education, in terms of social. Therefore, it must be retained in those public schools. And it is in that light that we feel if really we had powers, we'll be able to talk to government and say, government, you know, those stores that are supporting, that are servicing the poorest of the poor, make sure that how do you meet them halfway so that they still can make business out of that. We don't want to see those schools, I mean, those businesses, those shops then closing down because they have lowered their prices and they cannot afford to run a business in that instance.
Okay, thank you very much, Matakanye, the chairperson of the National Association of School Governing Bodies.